Because her husband was too timid, the wife ended up doing something shocking. She stood by the second-floor window, watching the construction workers on her rooftop. Then she flipped her hair and slowly unbuttoned her clothes, revealing her graceful figure. The men were instantly stunned, and the foreman, who had once been her ex-boyfriend, looked at her with lust in his eyes. However, the moment the woman closed the window, little did she know, this act had sown the seeds of disaster. That day, her husband went out looking for writing inspiration, and unexpectedly nearly collided with a pickup truck ahead. In the truck were Foreman Tom and his companions. They deliberately blocked his way and drove slowly. David greeted them politely, and just as he felt helpless, the others pulled aside and signaled for him to overtake. He finally relaxed, and without hesitation pressed the accelerator to pass, even thanking the driver. It was obvious that they were doing it on purpose, yet David dared not get angry. Facing their feigned concern, he smiled and said he was fine. He thought tolerance could bring safety, but he did not realize they viewed him as a coward and would only escalate their actions. Sure enough, that night, Amy opened the wardrobe and was horrified to find her cat hanging inside. She panicked and quickly closed the wardrobe. In this small town with no enemies, Amy guessed that Tom and his men were responsible, while David blamed her for not locking the door, saying it gave people an opportunity. Amy was furious. Every morning when she returned from her run, these workers would leer at her, yet David blamed her for dressing too skimpy. Now, with their cat killed, he was still pushing responsibility away from them. She then pulled out a gun hidden in a floor compartment, planning to handle it herself the next morning. Faced with his wife's complaints, David finally decided to get some clarity in the morning, feeling it would be too abrupt to ask directly. He pretended he didn't know how to set up a trap and invited Tom and his men into the house. Watching them fiddle with the trap, David could never bring himself to ask, while Tom took the opportunity to invite him to go hunting the next day. Although David had never hunted before, he happily accepted the invitation. Amy, angered, got up and left, while David thought he had already become their friend, unaware that he had fallen right into Tom's trap. The next day, David and the four men arrived at the forest. They had David wear conspicuous clothing, supposedly so he wouldn't get accidentally shot. As they walked, suddenly David found himself alone. As he called for his companions, a gunshot rang out nearby, scaring him and causing him to fall to the ground. Just as he was about to get up, he suddenly saw a moose and was so frightened he almost wet himself. At that moment, two of the men returned, asking if he was injured. David questioned them why they had fired at him, and they deceitfully claimed they were just shooting at the moose. They then left again, citing the search for the moose as an excuse. The clueless David did not realize he had been tricked and had fallen right into Tom's bait and lure scheme.